Episode 53, part 13 of our series on public safety. Now, I am running to be your MLA on 5 needs that I believe are challenges in our community that we need solutions for. And number 5 of that is public safety. And of course, the first thing that people think about is policing. It is so much more than that. There is a holistic picture. We do need more of a police presence, but that's why it is taking 13 parts to talk about this fifth solution around public safety. Because, of course, throwing people out, more officers on the street and just locking people up, that is not part of the solution. That is not part of the green values where we think of a holistic, safe society for everyone, for the common good. And so, reading from the Green Policy Manual, which I've said before is right there online. If you Google the Green Party of New Brunswick, under justice, one of our top values here is a green government would ensure, this is the first thing, a green government would ensure that legal rights and legal services are accessible and affordable to all who need them. That is something that we believe in strongly. Part of our 6 values of honoring every member of society, including the most vulnerable, including perpetrators, the accused, the victims. We believe in rehabilitative justice. That is one of the reasons that I can run for this party with a good conscience. It is a personal value of mine. And so when I was reading values like this in this party, I realized that there's such an alignment. We don't believe that when somebody commits a crime or does wrong, that they are irredeemable and you just kind of lock them up and throw away the key. There are plenty of reasons for that. There are plenty of studies for that. There are plenty of case studies and good examples of people who overcome addiction and overcome a period in their lives where they commit crimes and where they have done wrong and where they change their path and become a member of society that contributes, and that often they become caretakers for others who have gone down a similar path. And so there's just that building effect, that snowball of rehabilitative justice that is such a net positive for everyone in our community. And that is why when you read things like that and see how the Green Party believes in the potential of every individual and how we live in an ecology of different people making different choices and helping each other out and getting our needs provided for, that is why when we see what happened in 2015 with the Liberal government removing the courthouse from our riding, it just so goes against what we believe is necessary for a healthy and functioning society. So this is the third part of talking. It's part 13 of public safety. You're probably losing the plot, and so am I, in terms of the concentric circles of we're talking about the the courthouse piece of the public safety piece. But when you look at the history of what happened in 2015 and the decision that was made, you will see how that was so detrimental to so many people, particularly the most vulnerable people in our society. And so I have, used up about 3 minutes of the 5 minutes, and I have received some helpful feedback from folks saying, 5 minutes is easier to digest than 7 or 8 or 9 minutes. And of course, I'm dancing between stopping mid thought at 5 minutes or going a little longer to complete my thought. And I welcome your feedback on that. But perhaps with the last minute I have, I'm going to continue to pick up where we left off. In 2015, it was announced in a budget speech that the Liberals were going to take the courthouse out of St. Stephen, all those services we had just being removed. And I am showcasing here the voices that stood up and basically advocated for the people who it would so negatively affect. Joel Hansen, a Charlotte County lawyer, the Charlotte County Law Society, David Bartlett, these were folks that stood up and warned us of the effects that we are now seeing in 2024. So I want to continue that off here today. with a quote from Robert Creamer, the Law Society's vice president. The Charlotte County Law Society said, Creamer said the closures slated for October 1st, so this is from a CBC article from 2015, will affect people who can least afford travel to attend court. My goodness, we are seeing that so in such an outsized way right now, such as abused women from Charlotte County. Again, the fact that this proceeded with us knowing that this would be the result, it's staggering that it was allowed to go forward with such disregard for people who would need it most. And here's a quote: individuals that suffer from domestic violence typically come from less secure economic backgrounds. These people, will they, without cars, without resources, travel to St. John, that's currently our nearest courthouse, to give evidence in trials where they have been victims? There will be many instances where they will not, because they simply can't afford it. It takes incredible courage for someone who is abused to step forward and protest that abuse, to make themselves known, to press charges even on their abuser. It takes courage, takes bravery, takes support. We mentioned in the Housing for All segment of my videos, we're thankful for the Transition House, Carol Ann's house, and people who are working on secondary housing for those folks who have taken themselves out of abusive situations. And again, the negative domino effect of taking the justice system, access to justice, away from these folks has been detrimental. Now, I want to talk tomorrow about the forward-looking plan. What are we going to do to get a courthouse back in our riding? There is a plan, there is a way, and as your MLA, I hope to be working on this starting October 22nd, the day after the election, because it does take time. But at the end of 4 years, I want to work on this hard and make sure that people have access to justice once again. I'm going to pop off here because it